Welcome back to the Delgado Tech Collab podcast. I'm your host, Blair Dottin-Haley. And listen, I know last episode with Dr. Avis Williams, superintendent of NOLA Public Schools, I told you I was going to keep the momentum going, bringing amazing people who are doing amazing things in the community excuse me, and with people in the community. You got me choked up, Tavia. So I'm excited to welcome to the Delgado Tech Collab podcast the extraordinary, listen, one of the most brilliant and beautiful people I know, manager extraordinaire, strategist extraordinaire, the wonderful Tavia Osbey. Welcome to the Delgado Tech Collab podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me, Blair. You know, I always say you always giving me such beautiful introductions, and I hope I live up to these introductions in this lifetime for sure.
Let me just say that you have surpassed the time that I have to give you your proper introduction already before we even start. So listen, you've already accomplished that and then some. We are all so grateful for you, but because I am so already so blessed by your gifts, I want to share that with our audience. So please tell us about who you are, the work that you do, and how you got started in that work.
As you mentioned, I'm the manager extraordinaire. Like I'm calling myself that, walking in that moment.
Yes.
But no, I am a native New Orleanian. I am co-founder of MidCitizen Entertainment, and I also manage Tank and the Bangas. How I got into the work of music management. I tell everybody it was God because it wasn't a dream of mine. I just know I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And he placed me in a space that I could thrive in and that I was passionate about. I will say that. And really I got into the business because I was inspired by Tank. And for some reason she trusted me before I ever did anything in the music industry. She trusted, I guess, my mind. I don't know what it was, but we just clicked, and I'm happy it happened. And here we are, 13 years later. January will make 14 years. Time is really moving.
And so you had no aspirations to be in the music business, no aspirations to be an artist manager. You just knew you wanted to work for yourself.
Yes. I always loved music. Like me and Tank, like we crack up laughing because I can sing. I don't sound good. And growing up, like, God bless my little sister, because I used to make her like listen to me sing like old stuff like Isley Brothers and Whitney Houston and any 90s R&B group. I would like make my sister sit down and listen to me sing Sade songs, like legit. And she would do it. She was a good sport about it. But I did grow up around my mom, always pursuing entrepreneurial endeavors. My dad pursuing entrepreneurial endeavors. My dad was on a journey to be a professional boxer. My mom owned a t-shirt shop. She owned a hair salon, two hair salons. She now owns her own hair care line. So I was always coming up around them pursuing their dreams, and also like growing up with my great grandparents and them instilling certain things in me. I tell people all the time, I'm the adult version of who I was as a child. always like doing something, always organizing, getting my friends together, us putting $1 in a jar so my grandma could get us a pizza at the end of the week. Like I was always trying to organize something. And when I got into my senior year of college, I just was like, I'm almost done, and I still don't know specifically what area of business I'm gonna go into. And I was just on a spiritual journey and praying and praying and praying, and met Tank. And God said, "Here you go. Let me show you what you're gonna be doing."
The rest is history in the making. One of the things that you said that struck me is that it sounds like you have the combination of nature, nurture, and ordered steps, that you were seeking the path of your ordered steps based on what you had in you, but also based on what had been poured into you by your family, and you had absorbed from the people around you. Yes. That's an extraordinary way to find your journey, because so many people have an idea of what they want to do and to go forth and go exactly to that. I've not heard many people, especially in such a, artist management, there are not a whole lot of artist managers. I mean, the amount of people who are going to end up in artist management in their lifetime is not many people, right? And so to have your ordered steps lead you to, a Grammy nominated hey, listen, I wish I had my hype button.
Right.
To lead you to the Grammys. Such a beautiful journey that we are catching as you all are all still on your ascent and on your rise. So one of the things I got to ask you, this is a tech collaboration podcast. So one of the things we always want to know and hear, especially in what people would consider non-tech related functions or jobs or vocations, how does technology play a role in either how you do your work or how you're able to improve the work that you do?
That's a good question. And I'll start from the beginning, even in how I grew in the world of tech, and what tech is. So, and how you don't really realize something is tech based until you have to do it, because I never really saw myself as a highly tech driven person. So in the beginning of my journey as an artist manager, Tank, she set the standard for herself. She was like, I'm not going to do a show until I have a project, an album, right? So I was like, okay, how do we get this album done in all facets of it, right? So we get down to like the nitty gritty of the show coming up. The album has been recorded, which is a tech-based thing, right? And at this time, I didn't know how music was recorded because I never was in the world of music, right? So we recorded her first project with Raj Smooth. So that was my first entry into a studio and seeing somebody go into a booth and recording music, right? So then after that, it's like, okay, so what happens after the music get recorded? It has to get onto a disc. Now, all of us was in a world of, they burning music onto CDs now. So when we first did Tank's first project, CDs was still a thing, right? So we order some CDs, and here's where the tech stuff comes for me, like, graphic designing. I know nothing about graphic designing. So now Tank is actually, doing the graphics for her first project. So I'm like, well, okay, we have to have them in these specs, because I send the graphics to the people to burn the stuff onto the CD and get the jackets together. And they're like, oh, we need a certain size. So I'm like, wait, what's this? So now I'm learning how to size the jackets. So I'm getting into it. And, now I'm having to learn this version of what technology is and how you use these software programs and all of this stuff. So we do that. And then it comes down to the date of the show. And we still don't have the physical copies because we didn't get everything in on time, right? So now what we got to do? Burn CDs. Or we go to Office Depot. And if anybody has these copies of Random Me, I know that they were like one of the first. We bought a bunch of pretty CDs, like some had butterflies on them, some was like different colors or whatever. So there was 100 copies of these different CDs for her first project that Tank and I printed stuff, did all the graphics for, got them. So that was like my first introduction to a way I would have to use technology in the music world after never using technology for something like that besides just being on a computer at school or something, right? And so then we dive into like now I'm doing everything on the computer, all my programming, all my budgets, emailing. I just did a vinyl test pressing. Like, we're doing everything. Like, everything is technology based now. Like, and now we're not even using CDs anymore.
Right. Right. Shout out to Office Depot, I guess.
Right. Shout out to Office Depot for helping me and say
Wow.
get the project out. But there's so many aspects of what we do now that is technology based, even from performing. COVID had us performing via Zoom, and now you got to learn how to put the mixer into the computer so the sound sounds good for like, so you have to like evolve in every area. And I still don't feel like I'm very like tech savvy, but I'm tech savvy enough.
I mean, listen, first of all, you have some of the best stories. So I was looking forward when I realized you were about to tell a story. I was like, let me get the popcorn, because these stories are always have such interesting and funny twists and turns.
And I got one more that made me really dive in. And I don't know if this is like considered to be like tech for real, but managing Taking a Bangas, I shot my first music video, right?
Absolutely tech.
Right, you know what I mean? Like things that I never thought that I would be able to do. I've shot 2 music videos for Taking a Bangas, Hot Air Balloon and Lazy Days were videos that I shot with my iPhone.
I'm learning now. Listen, we've been friends a good bit of time now.
Yeah.
This is my first time knowing that you shot both of those videos. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I need my button. I'm gonna start bringing my hype button for the Tech Collab podcast, because folks drop hype moments on here, and I'm gonna need to be able to I'm gonna need to be able to Well, listen, congratulations on an extraordinary journey that is still in the making. I mean, there is so much that already you have been able to accomplish and assist and aid such an extraordinary, phenomenal talent like Tank and the Bangas through MidCitizen. And there's still so much to go. There's so much ahead, is what I mean. I got to ask you this. You have a very unique vantage point to New Orleans festival season. We just got out of the summer, spring festivals, and not that festival season really ever ends in New Orleans, because we are looking forward to some of the festivals of the fall. What do you look forward to? I know, because you're a festival goer in a very different way often. When you do get to go to a festival and you're not working and what do you look forward to the most?
My favorite festival, first of all, is French Quarter Fest for a couple of reasons. Because it highlights Louisiana music, so not just New Orleans. So you're getting a piece of all of Louisiana has to offer. And lately they've been diversifying the performers on a much larger scale. I love being amongst native New Orleanians. I love the food. I love the atmosphere of French Quarter Fest because it feels like family, So I think that's what I look forward to most, like seeing what's new in the area. Because with me traveling so much, I feel like I don't really have a pulse on what's new and up and coming that's from our area or our region. And I feel like especially in recent years, French Quarter Fest has been able to platform that.
No, that makes perfect sense. Both why you appreciate the feel of home and community of that festival, because you are not here so much. Chance to like soak it up during that time.
Yeah.
French Quarter Fest is one of my favorites. The food at French Quarter Festival is always
come on.
Listen.
And my mom is always at French Quarter Fest, and I think I enjoy like seeing her have a good time, because that's one of the festivals too that like she go to just to like hang out. Most of the time we working, but that festival is one of the ones we go to just hang out.
Now that you mention it, the last time I went to French Quarter Festival, I was with my parents. We were all together.
Yeah, like it's like a a family vibe. Nobody ain't complaining about the ticket prices. Nobody ain't complaining about the rain. Like everybody just out there like having a good time.
Well, Tavia, this has been such a good time. Thank you so much for spending these moments with me, with the Delgado Tech Collab podcast family. We are grateful knowing how busy you are. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to share with us some of the highlights of the journey, the extraordinary journey that you are on with MidCitizen and Tanking the Bangas. We are so excited to see what's next, and then. What would you like to leave with the people today?
Man, I always leave do your best, whatever it is. Like I actually just told a band this. I'm like, Tanking the Band has got a song that's doing it called Do Your Best, doing my best. And I'm very hard on myself. So lately, I just been asking myself, like, did you do your best? Do your best. Whatever your best looks like for each day, try to reach towards that, and you'll end up where you belong. That's what I'm gonna leave with.
I love that. Family, listen, thank you for spending this time with us, Tavia. Thank you all for watching and spending this time with me and our extraordinary guests who are doing extraordinary work in the city. Please remember, the Delgado Community College IT Workforce Development has many, many, many opportunities for people in the community to get new licenses, new information, new learnings, to open up career paths that will allow you to choose success. So please go to www.dcc.edu and look up all of the incredible opportunities that are being offered by the IT Workforce Development Program at Delgado Community College. I'm your host, Blair Dottin-Haley. Thank you again, Tavia Osbey, for joining us. I will see you next time real soon. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for having me.